So in this video, I'm going to cover some of the things I'm excited about for spring and some of my new favorite finds. Not all of them are particular to this season. They might just be things that I've recently found, so they're new to me for spring, but I thought I'd talk through some of them. So without further ado, let's get into my favorite things this spring. Okay, I'm gonna start with the beauty finds rather than the personal style and fashion finds that I'm interested in. So one of the new things that I have found is this perfume from the 7 Virtues. So I always get the travel size because I don't use enough perfume that it makes sense to ever buy a full-size bottle. But I've really loved a lot of the 7 Virtues scents. They're a Canadian brand. I believe that they're based out of Atlantic Canada, and most of their fragrances are vanilla based. So far I have tried the Candied Lychee, which is a fragrance that I didn't think I would enjoy, but I typically love it during the winter season. It's very sweet and a little bit fresh actually. But the one that I am enjoying for spring is the Santal Vanille. Oh, it's such a nice fragrance. It says on the bottle here that it's best for focusing the mind, releasing tension, and feeling at peace. Going into spring, we really are kind of going into a new season. You know, soon enough things will be blossoming and budding, but first we still have to go through that rainy, kind of gloomier, low cloud cover days before we get to that. So I think that releasing tension and feeling at peace and kind of preparing for the new season is sort of apropos. So it's interesting that I picked this up at this time, but it has sandalwood essential oil from Sri Lanka. So on me, it's like definitely a very kind of unusual vanilla that's not too sweet. And I guess that's because of the sandalwood. So I'm absolutely loving this. And I actually think that this is a great kind of shoulder season fragrance, and this one I just put it on my pulse points, so I'm really the only one I think that's able to pick it up unless I'm hugging somebody. So that's a great kind of spring fragrance. I have this Rocky Mountain Soap Company body butter. So Rocky Mountain Soap Company is based out of Canmore, Alberta. This body butter is amazing. I like the lavender, and it's organic cocoa butter, beeswax, and lavender. So very few ingredients, made in Canada. And what I really like about it is that it looks kind of like a deodorant stick. So I just kind of use it on my legs really quickly. I'm able to rub it in, get out the door so quick with this, and this works great. It smells beautiful, and I will buy it again and again. So they have a lot of stores in, you know, different malls across Canada, but of course it's available online as well. And I just love this stuff. It smells, smells so nice. It's such a true lavender. It's really nice after a bath as well. Some people might use this all over their bodies, but I find I just mainly need it on my legs or on my heels. So it's fantastic. Next up is this Kosas lip color that I got. So this is their balm. I'll look up the name of it. It's not quite a lipstick, but it is pretty pigmented. The color is 100 degrees. I picked this up at Sephora, and it is a cleaner product. So the color is kind of a rose tone brown color. I'm wearing it now, and I'm not really a lipstick person. I typically wear balms mostly. So what I like about this is it gives me a little bit of pigment. Looks great on neutral, light, olive toned skin. So I find that when I wear things that are too pink or too orange, they look a little off on me. I like that this is a muted, soft color. I think it's great for spring. I think it'll be great for summer. It's pretty much an anytime color, but I'm excited to be wearing this spring. So great product from Kosas. Another cosmetic product is from Silk Naturals. I've talked about this brand before. I'm obsessed with this brand. This is the Cream Blush in Vegas Vixen. They, on the website, I think call it a golden color. On me, it looks kind of ochre because my skin tone is so muted that this actually looks ochre, but I am wearing this as eyeshadow. So on me as blush, it looks okay. Probably look better when I have a bit of a tan, but I don't know if you can see. I love this as an eyeshadow. It really makes my blue eyes pop. So the Silk Naturals Cream Blush in Vegas Vixen, this is meant to be used on the cheek, and I don't have it in front of me, but I have another one called Strobe that is just a highlighter that I use on my cheek. Also great for spring. It's kind of a light yellowy peach color, and it just gives a nice soft highlight. So love that one as well. I also have a few nail polishes that I am very excited about wearing this spring, and one of them is kind of an undercoat or base coat or even nail care it's described as, and then the other is a color. So both are from the Manucurist. They're a Parisian brand, and one is kind of a slightly shimmery. On my nails it looks just like a fancy clear coat. Not sure if you can see the iridescence in the bottle, but it's just got a little bit of pink iridescence, and it is called Active Plump. So I'll use this on its own, and it's supposed to hydrate your nails. And the Manucurist is a brand that has less chemicals than your typical nail polish, and they don't have formaldehyde and ingredients like that. So I love this Active Plump. It makes the nails really smooth, and you can just put it on as the only coat that you're wearing if you like a simple nail care routine. So that's great. And then as a spring color, I got Rose Mount Batten, which is a grade purple shade, and it is so pretty. It's a little bit muted like everything I wear. It's a cooler tone, but I wish I was wearing it right now. I've been wearing it nonstop. I just took it off today because I thought my nails needed a one-day break before I put this back on. It is a really pretty color, great for spring. I think it's like a quintessential spring color. I think it would actually look great on a lot of skin tones. It looks great with everything I wear, regardless of whether it is warmer or cooler. So a great kind of more neutral purple color, which I think is hard to find. Not necessarily a trend color. I'd say it's more of a kind of quiet luxury color, but it's a little bit more unique than like a nude or a beige or a taupe. So I really like that. The jackets at Uniqlo, some of them anyways, are so incredibly well made for the price, particularly any of their lined cotton jackets. So this would be for later in the spring season when it's getting a little bit warmer, but I picked up the utility short jacket in the khaki color, and this is a unisex jacket, which is really interesting. So I found that on me, I was able to wear my typical size. It is a little bit oversized because it's bell-shaped. It's an A-line, and it also has the pleat in the back. It's a gusseted pleat in the back. So it adds a little bit more volume, but it has a raglan sleeve, and what I love about it is the attention to detail. It has incredible pockets on the front of the jacket, and the lining has this like vintage kind of checkered pattern, and it has cuffs that roll up, and you can actually snap them shut, and it has a cute little snap so you can actually see the cuff. And it's not very often that you would see a jacket that is this well made at this price point. So for $89, under $100 Canadian, and it's made of great fabrics. It's fully washable, 98% cotton and 2% spandex. Well, the lining is a poly cotton blend, it looks like. So whoops, My battery died there. Okay, so getting back to this jacket, I was saying that it's very workwear inspired, and it reminds me of some of the jackets that I saw in the UK last spring. So I was seeing a lot of crop jackets, the crop trench. What I like about this coat is that it's not a trench. I feel like the crop trench is going to look very 2024, 2025, 2026, whereas I think a utility coat that is leaning in that general kind of aesthetic direction, but not maybe at the height of what that trend is going to maybe stand the test of time a little bit more. So I really like this. So Saison fits a really specific place in my wardrobe, and I understand more and more why I love them so much as a brand and why so many other people are kind of obsessed with this brand. And they really are hitting on something that very few other brands do. And I'd say that Damson Matter touches slightly on the same thing. Saison being a French brand, and of course Damson Matter being a UK brand. And although they're not particularly utilitarian pieces, there is something of a timeless element about them, because they are so expressive and they are so unique, and they're often made in colors that can be mixed and matched with more classic pieces. So what I'm really loving from Saison is the Dilla cardigan, and in natural beige, that's the cardigan that I'm wearing right now. I really love that it is cropped, it's made of organic cotton, and it is made in Romania. So it's just beautifully detailed. I love the little scalloped sleeve and just all of the unique pieces within this knit. It's just so pretty, and I really like the antique color as well. Definitely works within the spring season because it's a lighter weight cardigan and so many of them are heavy. It's cotton, so I can feel it going probably into early summer, but it does get quite hot and humid here in Toronto, so those cardigans go away for me anyways. So I'm going to be getting a lot of wear out of this, and because of the color, it seems to go with basically anything in my wardrobe. It's a little bit more fitted, but it's a really cute piece, and I'm really loving the detailing and the little buttons as well. Something else that I've come across that definitely wouldn't seem like a spring book, but I plan to read the entire series of these books this spring. This is a self-published book called Hexes Go Well with Tequila by Leanna Ursum. And apparently this is a trilogy. This is a really interesting book. When I first sat down to read it, I noticed some typos and there was some clunky wording 1 or 2 pages in, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm in the mood for this. Again, you know, somebody self-published, they don't have a big editing team going through it. But after the first few pages, I got so into this book. I've been zipping through it pretty quick. I've had it a few days. I'm going to be done this book by the end of the weekend. It's a really fun book. It's set not in the spring. It's set in the autumn or during the early fall and then into Halloween. And it's about witches. It's based in Salem, so a lot of people would probably think that this is a great fall book, and it is. But I like it because it's kind of gloomy right now, and it's fun to get in a cozy mood and read this type of book. What's different about this book compared to a lot of others in this sort of New England, East Coast witchy genre, I'm not even sure what the name of this genre would be called, but if you read the style of book, you know. What I like about it is there's people of all ages in this book. It's not just focused on 20-somethings. It's really focused more so on middle-aged people, and then, you know, a few younger folks and a few older folks. If you're into reading spooky books at any time of year like I am, this is a super fun one. It's really cute. It's pulling from tropes in practical magic and a few other pop culture movies or books or ideas about the East Coast, but it's very fun and it's just like magical and lighthearted. So I fully intend to get the other 2 books in the trilogy, and I will be devouring them this spring because I like spooky stuff at any time of year. I also have one food find for spring. This, of course, is seasonless in many ways as well, but it's something that I've come across recently, so I will be drinking a lot of this spring. And for me, this is a little bit of a luxury because it's a pricier coffee, but now I can't stop drinking it. I do go out for coffee on occasion, but I like to make it at home, and I have a little ritual that I do in the morning, and this one is beautiful because it is decaf. So I only drink decaf coffee because I get pretty hyped up on regular caffeinated coffee, but this one has dark chocolate, brown sugar, and cardamom. It's from a local Toronto roaster called Provincial, and they're really into exceptional coffee, and it is delicious. I particularly like coffee that has dark chocolate flavor in it. I find that those are the ones I really like, and it has been almost impossible to find a decaf coffee that is this delicious. I think I paid $21 or $22 for 300 grams. So I love this, and it's a beautiful little treat every morning, and certainly great for spring or any season. And if somebody's looking to start drinking decaf this spring, this is a really great way to ease yourself into it because it tastes as delicious as a beautiful cup of fully caffeinated coffee. So just wanted to share that other fun find that I've recently come across, local in Toronto coffee. So I would love to hear from you if you've picked up any fun things this spring, whether they be for your personal style or beauty or books or any other kind of media that is helping to get you through the beginning of spring and opening you up to what's to come with that better weather. So would love to hear from you in the comments below. And thank you so much for listening to some of my spring picks and spring finds, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again. Bye.